from that 2020. So I started diving deep into so many other stuff aside like programming and the rest. Then that's where like in 20 end of 2021, so that is when I started showcasing my work out there. So you saw the process like during from 2017 down to 2021. I was not actually putting anything I do or any stuff I build out there. Why? It's not because I don't have like a phone or social media platform. I do, but then I had this fear like, okay, if I put this stuff out there, will people love it? If I put this, I was like, I think I was feeding more on what people will say about it than actually pleasing myself. So um I think at this point I'm first going to advise you to actually put whatever you do out there. So even if it's like little, just like a little project, just a like landing page and other stuff, put it out there. Let people give you their opinion. Let people comment on it. Tell you what you can improve on, and like that's why community also come in. If you don't want to post it on social media, you can post it in a community you belong to. They could also give you their feedback. So let's get back to it. So like in 2021, the end of 2021, that's when I started utilizing more of my social presence and all. I started posting, what's it called, I started posting like most of the stuff I do out there. So during that 2020 to stroke 2021, I had like, aside from the first tech job I had like about probably, let me say, two or one. I did like two or one more gigs, like side, just like a freelancing job between that like 2020 to 2021. Then I can still remember vividly the first day I made a post on LinkedIn regarding what I built. It was a desktop application then. So in late 2021, I think I took down that post already. But the first day I made a post on LinkedIn, I was surprised. That was the first day I got another gig on LinkedIn. So someone reached out because they saw what I did and asked me to actually do something for them. So I did it and they actually paid me. So that was when I started saying, okay, there's actually power in social media. There is actually power when you put out those stuff that you're doing out there, no matter how little it is. You might just be looking at it that, okay, it's just a random project I did and I don't intend to like move further on it. You can put it out there. You can even make the repository open source so that people can actually like contribute to it and all the stuff. So that's another amazing way of building your career in the tech space. So moving on from like 2020, 2021, 2022 down to 2023, it's been like an amazing journey so far. I've won a couple of awards like when it comes to tech. So let me say this, the what actually brought me to light, like people talking about Clinton, is tech. So let me be honest, it's tech, but you just have to put yourself out there. You don't expect people to actually put you out there. First, you have to put yourself out there. I don't think, maybe if I'm not posting often on social media or my story is not out there, I don't think Coachli will reach out to me like to have a webinar with me and all the stuff. So I think the most important thing is to actually put yourself out there and let people recognize you. So don't compete. Don't say, okay, I started tech, I like started tech maybe a year ago. I supposed to be making money now. I know it's like a pressure when it comes to African parents. They do, once you start doing stuff, they want you to like start making money immediately. But I don't want you to see that pressure as something that is going to like bother you for too long. Just put yourself out there. I remember starting out in 2017. From 2017 to 2018, I was actually writing my code on a notebook. So like then I was at the same time, like I said, during 2017, that was when I learned Java basics. So during that period, I had like pile of notebooks on my table where I do write my code. And at that point, I even wrote a school management system. So I did like I drew out the GUI and all the stuff, graphic user interface on the notebook, and like started writing code. Although I know that definitely there's going to be an error once I run the code, but because then I don't have a laptop to actually run those codes, so I was actually writing those code on notebook, pending on when I get a laptop. Then when I got a laptop, I actually tested this code out. Like I wrote the code in my IDE and other stuff. I found out that okay, yeah, obviously there's going to be an error, but when I actually corrected all the error, it turns out to be another massive project that I did back then. I think around, was it 2018 or 2019? I reached out to a friend of ours in who based in Jos. He's into this IT and software of 18. So I told him, I said, look at the stuff I built. Can you help me to check it out and all the stuff? So like I said earlier, I told you that during that period when I just started, I was like, okay, when is this money coming and all this stuff. So when I sent it to him, I was like, okay, how much do you think with this software cost and all those things? So he told me that it's a school management system that has like student portal, parents portal, and also like the teachers portal. So it will cost around like 900K that period. I was like saying, okay, I want to sell it. I started writing like letters to school to like if they could give me a day to come and do a demo, like test it out and tell them okay, this is how the project work and all those stuff. So then I actually tested it out in my school as well in Abuja. So that was how far I was going. Like, but later on, I began to realize that tech is not about money. It's about you giving your impact out there. It's about people seeing what you're doing, people gaining value from what you do. The money will always come. Sometimes it takes years. It takes months. I've seen people like likes of John Oseni, who started out like probably 2 years or 3 years ago, but like I think his first year in tech, he literally started making money. So it's also possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but if you want to really go far in tech, I believe that don't put money first. I know that like everyone wants money, but don't put money first. Just like keep going and continue doing what you're doing. So I think that is like I want to actually brief this part, like my story. So let's move on. Sorry for the long talk. So like I said, I'm not just going to be talking about my story. So along the way, I'm going to be mixing my story with other stuff like kickstarting a career in tech. So it's not easy to kickstart a career in tech and be consistent with it. At the same time, it's also easy to kickstart a career in tech and be consistent with it if you know what you're doing. If you actually know what you want to achieve, if tech is something that you want to do, it's actually easy kickstarting a career in tech. And let's say between not in the next let me say 2 to 3 years, you start making it in tech. It might not be that big, but you start making it like probably more than enough for now in tech. So kickstarting a career in tech. So kickstarting a career in tech, like tech career, getting in, surviving and killing it. So like I said earlier, it's not easy and at the same time it's easy. Getting in is easy. Tech is open to everyone. So it's just for you to embrace it. The ecosystem is actually booming, like changing every day, it's growing rapidly. So it's for you to actually embrace it and like going. So getting in into tech is actually easy. And I believe that many people might say, how do I get resources? How do I get this? How do I get that to actually start or get into tech? So that's where community also come in. I believe those people that want to actually go into tech now are very opportune because most community do offer like free courses, workshop, webinar, and much more for people going into tech. But me, when I started there was nothing like that. I had no I had no community. I was not like a member of any community. I had no mentor to actually mentor me and other stuff. Till date, I don't have a mentor, but I actually look up to some people. So getting into tech is much easier these days because You have a lot of community, you have the internet. Like they said, Google is your best friend, so you can always go about it. uh that's why you also have like social media platform as well, networking. So you could actually reach out to anyone you feel that okay is actually doing well in tech to actually put it through. But in most cases, I will not advise, or I will say I will not advise that. Even personally, there are a lot of DMs. I do get like a lot of DMs every day, but trying to reply to everyone is difficult. So when you're trying to reach out to people like that, so they might not see your DM, or probably they have lots of DM that, or they are going through. So getting into tech is actually easy. Getting into tech is actually easy, and but surviving in tech is another another big scenario on its own. So when you want to survive in tech, many people tend to say, okay, having a mentor is like the most important thing, or the most, like, I don't know the way to put it anyway, but many people think that when you have a mentor, you could actually survive in tech. So I'm actually telling you today, you can survive in tech without having a mentor. I did it myself. I was able to learn so many programming language, more than 8 programming language by myself without a mentor, and I believe that you can also do it. If you are just starting out in tech, like I said, getting into tech is easy with the help of community. There are a lot of community who like offer these services today. So with those things they offer, boot camps, free courses, and all those stuff, you could actually survive in tech. So I don't think then you need money to actually like purchase courses anymore and all those stuff, because they're actually giving it to you for free. So with those things, I believe that you could actually start something for yourself, and at least maybe in a year time or so, you yourself will be the one giving out to people who are just starting out. Like, I don't know if you get that. So you giving back to the community and all the stuff. So while when it comes to like killing it in tech, um that's like, I would say, a little bit challenging, or let me say, yeah, challenging. Let me use the word challenging. Killing it in tech involves constant learning, involves constant like making research. Let me just use the word making research. So if you want to really kill it in tech, you have to be constant with like what you are doing. I see a lot of people today, they started out with like maybe Java programming language. They've not mastered Java programming language, and they want to like kill it in tech and all the stuff. I know that killing it in tech don't actually means that okay, you need to know this programming language first. There are a lot of people that today they are up there, they just know like 2 programming language, but they are still killing it in tech. But you mastering your skills at first is actually important. So whatever you do, always try to like focus on what, like the one you're presently doing before you move to the other one. They can, let me say for instance, if you are able to code properly, or you are very good in what's it called, you're very good in Java, they can say, okay, this guy is really killing it when it comes to like Java and other stuff, or is a very big name as a Java developer. But when you start jumping up and down from like one tech, like from one place to another, I don't think you actually earn that title and other stuff. So like I said, do so like question people do ask themselves, do I need a mentor to survive in tech? Basically, you don't actually need a mentor to survive in tech. You could actually survive in tech by yourself, but with the help of like if you have a question, that doesn't mean if you have a question you can't ask. If you have a question, please feel free to ask anyone, and I'm sure that they are willing to help you, or they are willing to answer your question. But you can definitely survive in tech without a mentor. So it's just for you to like, it's the way you put it. Like me, I started out like, like I said, for the first few years I was like constantly learning and all this other stuff. So you can either follow the process I did, like just like keep learning, continuous learning, or you could actually follow other process like maybe get a mentor and all the stuff. But I think that surviving, you can actually survive in tech without a mentor. There are a lot of people out there today who survive in tech without a mentor, but they do have people they look up to, or if they have questions, they always ask. So that's the most important thing. If you have question, you always try to ask, and people will try to like answer or give you answer to those questions. Then yeah, I have 5 tips that will help you succeed in your succeed in your career if you are going into software engineering, product design, UI design, and many more. One, like I said, I've been saying it since we actually started the webinar. Don't prioritize money above learning. So that's where most people do break down when they are going into tech. The tech ecosystem is like it's still here for a very long time. So it's still going to stay for a very long time. So don't prioritize money above learning. Learn first. When you become that world best that you want yourself to be, those money will come in. You don't even need to look for the money. The money keeps coming in every day, every day. So do not prioritize money above learning. Learn first. Make sure you master your skills, and then the money will come. So start learning the fundamental, which is very important before you like move to another one. Try to learn the fundamental of the one you are presently learning. Anything you want to learn, try to always learn the fundamental, because it's really going to help you when you are moving, like probably transiting into tech, or you want to go into tech. So start learning the fundamental. It's really going to help you a lot. It's actually helped me, and I've recommended that to so many people. I see so many people out there, they are looking for fast way. They are looking for fast way. Either they maybe probably they go to GitHub, get someone else's code and all stuff, and just like tweak the code a little bit. Then they say, okay, I build a project, or I build this project. So no, learn the fundamentals so you can build your own project from scratch. So that is very important when you want to actually you want to succeed in your career, like as a software engineer or any other thing related to tech. So join a community and build network is very important. Like I said earlier, I started out in 2017. There were no like community. Probably there were community that time, but I don't know about them. I think the first ever community I joined was Gen Z Techies. I don't know if any of you know that, like that community. So that was the first community I joined since my career as a software developer, and that was in 2021. So aside that, I was not like I was not a member of any community and all the stuff. But today we have amazing communities out there. We have Gen Z Techies, we have Code Space, we have She Code Africa. She Code Africa also has like a community, and they also do things outside, like more outside community, but they also have a community. We have other communities out there that you can actually join and you benefit from it, because the essence of community is for you to learn, is for you to grow, and it's for you to actually get. I think these days most community, what they actually tend to put in the front is opportunities for you to actually learn and grow as a community, as a member of their community, so that you can excel. You can actually use that what you've learned or what you actually got from there to excel out there. So joining a community these days as a tech person is very important, and I will actually recommend that. Join a community today. Look for tech community. Probably it can be like a general tech community like Gen Z Techies and CodeSpace, or it can be a tech community that focuses on your niche. Probably you're a graphic design. You can actually join a community that focuses on like graphic designers and other stuff. Then build your network. So building your network actually comes in where I said you have to, okay, when you want to build your network, I think it's best to like put out those things that you're doing, no matter how small it is, put them out there. At the same time, you're building your network, because it's going to help you. When you are trying to build your network and people are not seeing the things that you yourself are doing, I don't think you're actually building a network, because people tend to connect with others who are actually doing something, not those that are not doing something, but they are just like, um all they know how to do is like just talk and all the stuff. Say, okay, I did this, I did that already. But building your network at the same time, putting yourself out there is important. So build your network and put yourself out there at the same time. Like I said when I started, I made a post on LinkedIn. My first ever post on LinkedIn got me a gig on LinkedIn. That was the first day I started getting, like, building my community, making connection, because that first person who reached out to me to say, okay, Clinton, can you do this? I've actually earned one person to my network. So I've been in touch with that person who can actually communicate and all the stuff. So that is like building your community and also building yourself or putting yourself out there. Then keep on learning. I will always tell you that. So tech is like tech is growing rapidly. So and different things change almost every day, probably every hour self. You see new framework, you see this, you see that. So keep learning. Don't just say, okay, because I already know more on like HTML and all the stuff, I want to stop. I don't want to move further. No, keep on learning. The more you learn, the more you advance yourself. You, the more companies look for you, because companies actually want people that have the habit of like learning. Because at work, if you are working with a company, there are things that you might, maybe that is your first time actually coming across them, but at that process you are learning about them, you are learning how to use those technologies, you are learning how to use those framework. So just keep learning, don't stop. Don't say, because I know this, I already have enough knowledge. I don't think that knowledge, if you I don't think you can actually compare the knowledge you have with that of other tech personalities out there, because those ones, they keep learning every day, every day. If we are building a project today, we might see new things and immediately we'll pick that up. So we are learning at that process. Then prioritizing passion and purpose, which I've actually emphasized on that since we started this webinar. Then the crucial thing to understand is that the world of tech is not a contest or competition where there must always be a winner. That is one of the, like, one thing I do tell people. Um, don't play the game, or don't go into tech because you want to compete with this person. Don't go into tech because you want to be better. Okay, you can go into tech because you want to be better than this person, but don't go into tech because you say, okay, John Oseni or Clinton Imaro is already like making little bit from tech and all this stuff. I want to go into tech. No, go into tech because it's your passion, is what you have passion for, is what you want to do. So don't go into tech because you see this one doing it, or because you see that one doing it. I'm telling you today, you definitely fall back to what you were doing before, or you definitely stop. So just go into tech. Don't do it as a competition, because tech is booming. Like I said, it's changing every day, constant change. So you taking it as a competition and expecting like there should be a winner, I don't see it actually working out for anybody. So don't take tech as a competition. Just like do your own, and when the time comes, you actually like earn as much as others are earning in tech. So tech takes time. Just give it time. It's here for a long time. It's not going anywhere. So, but it's for you to actually build yourself. It's for you to actually learn, and don't compete with others. Don't compare yourself to others. Then so far I've been in the tech space for more than 6 years. So I believe some of the lessons I've learned, being a software developer, or being in the tech ecosystem, are this. There are more. I actually made a post, I think early last month. I made a post about some lessons I've actually learned so far, when it comes to tech. So Probably you could check that out on any of my social media platform. I actually listed few lessons that I believe will actually help you as well growing in tech. So these are just two. I just want to make it short. So these are two. Clarity comes with action. So you won't have all the answer at the beginning, like I said earlier. So you won't have all the answer at the beginning, but when you take action towards it, when you keep learning, those answers will come. You gain those clarity. So at the beginning, let me say you're going into tech, you are just like, and probably you're sitting with me beside me that I'm into tech like more than 6 years already, and there are some things I'm doing, but you're like, what is this boy doing, or what is this guy doing, and all the stuff. So you won't get those answers won't be clear to you at first because you don't know what I'm actually doing. But when you take action towards it to know, or you take action towards it to learn what I'm doing, or to know what I'm doing, you actually gain that clarity and gain the answer to like what you are seeking. To say, okay, the day I was sitting there beside Clinton, it was actually coding, or it was actually building a mobile application. So find your own peace and avoid unnecessary pressure. See, I think that's the most important thing. Just find your own peace. Don't rush. That is where this actually comes in. So tech is not a competition, so don't rush yourself. Just find your own peace and avoid unnecessary pressure. Don't say, okay, because Clinton is making posts, maybe because I made a post that, okay, I just joined this company, because I made a post that I'm going to be speaking at this event. Then you allow that to start pressuring you to actually, it can actually pressure you a bit, not like in this instance. Maybe the pressure will be like for you to do more, but don't allow it to pressure you to say, okay, yeah, I'm not doing enough and all the stuff. Trust me, anything you are doing today, you are doing more than enough to get to where you want to be. Definitely me personally, Clinton, I've not actually gotten to that place where I want to be, but I'm still getting there. So just find your own peace in anything you do. Like, don't just pressure yourself. I think that's the best way to say it. Don't pressure yourself. Just find your own peace at anything you do. So it's surely going to pay out. I believe that it's surely going to pay out. Like I said earlier, I know that parents, like our African parents, tend to actually push us, like, um, since you started tech, or since you went into tech, how much have you made and all the stuff. I was once in that stage, or let me say, there's no way you actually get past that stage, because tech is like, okay, for instance, you can decide to work today, or for instance, for those that are actually working remote now, or those that are currently doing freelancing, probably you made some money today, then maybe before the next gig, you receive the next gig probably like a month later and all the stuff. So those pressures will still come from your parents and all the stuff. That's African parents for you. They will like tend to pressure you. When will you start making money? Especially when they see others, probably like your age mate out there, are doing something for themselves, or maybe this person just got a car for his parents and all the stuff. So those pressure will always come, but don't allow that weigh you back to say, okay, I'm not going into tech anymore. I'm not doing tech anymore. I just want to be my own. Don't allow that weigh you down. Just keep going, and definitely, I, not definitely, but you're surely building your own success story that way. Um, so I don't know how long I have, but I actually tried to make the presentation very short, so I will have enough time to like answer your questions and all. So conclusion, what am I saying? My journey started out as a young boy who grew up in Abuja. I started out as just a young boy that loved playing games. Today, my name, I won't say my name, but I would believe that my work has been noticed, or my work in the tech space has been noticed across, not like 100% across the globe, but in most countries already, or like most companies, like companies that I work with, and companies within us and all the stuff. So What am I saying is that I started out as just a small boy.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
Ma, please mute your
please,
mic.
can you hear me with
Mute
I
your
think
mic, Namdi, ma, please. Thank you.
okay. So I started out as just like a very young boy. I believe that many people will be saying like you started at 12 years old. By 12 years old, I was doing this. By 12 years old, I was doing that. So I think when you have like then it was my uncle that actually gave me the idea of actually going to tech. But I believe that many people actually went into tech because they saw someone that they really love or someone that motivates them. That is the reason they actually went into tech. So just go for it. I started out in 2017. It took me like 3 years before I made my first money. So I didn't allow that to actually pressure me. So tech is hard. I'll say that. I'll be honest to you. Tech is hard and it's not for the weak. So if you want to go into tech, make sure that you are prepared for it. You are prepared for what is ahead. Yeah, yes, there are a lot of people, even like I don't know the way to put it, but there are people today you see at the top. They got so many rejections as well, like from companies and other stuff. It's not that because they were not good enough, because they've not actually gotten to that standard where the company want them to be. But you building yourself up to that standard, I believe is those companies that will be looking for you, not you actually looking for the company. So try to build yourself, try to put yourself out there. I started out by just like playing games, but today I barely have time for like to play those games anymore because I'm always busy when it comes to like either personal stuff, personal project work and other stuff. School, which is like most I know that this question is going to come up later. How do I manage to like cope with like school and working at the same time? I'm going to tell you it's not easy. Um it's not easy actually. It's not easy coping with school and entrepreneurship journey. So you just have to find your balance and find what actually works best for you. So yeah, if you're able to build yourself, if you're able to build yourself to the standard that I believe that I actually want every one of you that are actually listening to me today to actually build yourself up to. I believe that in the next 2 to 3 years, you see yourself working with those companies that you want to work with. Um, because that's the dream of everyone. I believe if I ask like 5 people from the comment section now, which company do you dream to work with? Some will tell me they want to work with Google. Some will tell me they want to work with Microsoft. Some will tell me they want to work with this company. They want to work with that company. But the question is, um, are you actually building yourself for what's coming? Are you actually building yourself to actually work in those company, or you are just in the tech space and waiting for those companies to come and meet you? No, you have to build yourself. You have to build. You have to keep learning. I'll keep saying this. You have to keep learning for you to even work at maybe let me say Google. You have to have a vast knowledge. I remember someone asking me, Clinton, is like how will I put it? Someone asked me if you graduated from a university in Nigeria, and can you use that certificate to actually work outside the country, like with a tech company and other stuff? The answer is yes, and the answer is no. Let's take for instance, if you have a CV or you have a certificate from a university in Nigeria, but you have like a very vast background when it comes to like software development. If you apply for any company like Microsoft, I believe they will not they will also look at like your educational background, but with those expertise that you have, they will want to actually pick you. So you could actually then you are not even using your certificate. I know of someone who is currently in the Netherlands who came to Netherlands not even with like a school certificate and all the stuff, because the company saw what she's doing. The company saw her passion for that particular role. So they brought her down to Netherlands, and she's currently working full time with the company. I think she stopped last year. She's currently living in the Netherlands, and she's working for another like big company out there. I don't want to mention the name at the same time. So you could actually earn while in Nigeria. You could actually earn. It's not compulsory that you have to like go outside the country and all those stuff. So what else? Basically, what's it called? If you have the opportunity to actually further your education, aside you learning, doing like self-taught, you want to be like Clinton, that is a self-taught programmer and all the stuff. If you have the opportunity to actually further your education, I would advise that you actually do it. Don't say because I want to go into tech, you drop out, because those diploma you still need it. There's no way you are still going to use those diploma, and those diploma is going to help you a lot, especially when it comes to tech. Because I remember, I don't know if any of you is following me on Twitter, I made a post about like Microsoft is currently hiring students, graduates, or no, not graduate, but if you're like your first year and second year in the university. So this is because Microsoft are hiring people that are currently that are currently like in the university. They are trying to move forward. Not they actually stated it there. If you don't have a certificate or you are not currently in the university, please don't apply for this role. So if you are that type of person that is looking forward to work with all these big companies tomorrow, I think it's best for you to actually like it's best for you to actually further your education if you have that opportunity. So you further your education, you get the certificate, because it's really going to help you a lot. So I think that is that about the conclusion. I don't know how many minutes they gave me. I don't know if I've actually like used up my time, but you can connect with me on across the social media. I'm always available. Most times I can't actually respond to all messages, but if I see your message, probably you commented that you sent me the I'll check it out, and if it's something I can actually help with or I could be of help, I will always attend to that. But aside that, if you want to learn more about me or you want to like get more updates from me, you could actually connect with me from like on across all social media using just type my name, Clinton Imaro. Then I think that brings us to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Clinton. That was really insightful, and I'm very sure that everyone on this call actually enjoyed it because it was smooth and you actually shared a lot of knowledge. So, um, everyone, please can you use the react tab on the call to show some love to Clinton? You can use the clap, you can use the fire, you can use the love. Anyone, just show some love to him because he has really fed us with a lot of information. I mean, it's not everybody that is willing to share their secrets. As someone who has actually experienced global tech global tech experience, there are so many programmers that they've not even worked beyond the shores of Nigeria before, and there are some programmers that as much knowledge as they have, they are not willing to share it. So that is why we must appreciate those who have shared their knowledge and they are not afraid to bring more people into the space or into the industry. So um everyone, thank you again for attending, and before I go, please just give me like 2 minutes of your time before you go off. First of all, I want to assure everyone that this call is being recorded. Yeah, from the beginning of the call, when Clinton started speaking, we recorded it. So if you want to watch everything again, you can head over to our YouTube channel, Coachli on YouTube, or use Coachli. You'll be able to watch the full version of the presentation that Clinton made. So please, I just want to quickly bring you up to speed about what we do at Coachly. And again, we want you on Coachly. Reason being that we have a platform that is solving real problems for online business owners and even programmers like yourself, or people that are interested in coding. Just like Clinton, there are a lot of people who want to impact this community. They want to share their knowledge, but the reason why they are being held back is because they are using there is different stack for different things. For instance, usually if you want to have a call or a call like this, you use Google Meet or Zoom. Then when you want to sell your course, let's assume Clinton wants to sell his course now, he has to use another platform to sell his course. Then if he wants to have consultation, sorry, if he wants to have consultation, he has to the person has to either pay him through Telegram group or something. So Coachli sets out to solve all of these problems, and that is why our mantra is monetize your expertise, maximize your impact. And just a quick heads up, we'll be having more and more webinars in the coming days. We have a lot of webinars in on our calendar for you. And it doesn't have to be with just tech. It could be webinar on sorry, I said dating, sorry, on baking. It could be webinar on how to basically any knowledge that can be shared is what we'll be having webinar on. It could be webinar on photography. By next month, November 16 and 18, we'll be having a webinar on how to grow and monetize your YouTube channel. We'll also have a webinar on how to make money as a photographer, turning your hobby photography into money making machine. So we have more and more webinars in stock for you. Please endeavor to join if you see our post about it. And if you follow Clinton, please do well to also follow us on social media. We use our handle is use Coachli on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn and YouTube. So our mission is basically to revolutionize the way knowledge is being accessed, and we want to help creators get more money. So what these are the features of Coachly. What you can do with Coachly: you can have a professional coaching platform. You can with Coachly, once you register, you have like a professional platform. Is the look is just like LinkedIn, where it's really simple. You have like a cover image, what you do and your call. If you have created a product where they can pay one-on-one for booking a call with you, it will be on your profile. So you can also book one-on-one calls. You can do it either free or paid. So for those that are into consulting, you can put your consulting fee at maybe 10,000 naira or 20,000 naira or even 1 million naira, and just share the link with your customers. Anybody that wants to hear you speak or attend to them in whatever field you do, you can just share that link. Then you can host webinars just like a Coachly. um Right now we are recording this call. If it was Zoom, I mean, we have to pay for all of these features, and sometimes we might not even be able to record. So Coachly makes it really different. And you have access to your customers and their details. So if you want to integrate email marketing into your business, you can download the details of your customer and put them into your MailChimp, so you can actually send them emails from time to time. Then with Coachly, you can also sell digital products. And the most amazing thing and offering that we have right now that a lot of people really love is the fact that all over the world, people can choose to pay you in any currency that you accept. So you can pay in Canadian dollar, you can get paid if you sell your digital product, or you set up a paid one-to-one calls or a paid webinar class. People can pay you in euro, in pounds, and in any other currency that you choose. Then you can connect with other coaches. We have like a community of learners on Slack of coaches. We have a lot of communities, on our Slack channel, and you can join them and ask other questions. Then you can also learn from experts from time to time. So connect with us. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, we are on X, and we are also on YouTube. I forgot to put YouTube on this page here. So but thank you so much, and we really appreciate you showing up. We appreciate you coming on board. It's really amazing. And please don't forget to always watch out for our emails, because we have your email for signing up for this class, and we'll be sending you updates on more webinars. Like I said, next month there's going to be a webinar on how to grow and monetize your YouTube channel with Emmanuel Adanu. If you know Emmanuel Adanu on YouTube, you know that he's a guru. He's going to teach you how to do that. He has over 50k subscribers on YouTube. And we have another photography webinar with Mayor Otu. Mayor Otu is like the pro of photography, right? He's one of the best one we have in Nigeria right now. So please join. Look out for our emails in your inbox, and trust me, it's going to be an amazing ride with us. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye.
I
Oh, oh, sorry. Sorry.
We have questions.
We
Yeah,
did,
we have
oh,
questions.
yes. I just remembered. I'm so sorry. So, first of all, I want to apologize. The question should have come in before the final presentation. Um, so this should
Oh,
have been the last one, not even the question. So I'm sorry, but anyhow, we are just going to push
no
that up
problem.
now. So for people that have questions, okay. So Olasoji Omotayo is our content marketer at Coachli, and she just dropped her YouTube channel, so you can watch the replay. So we'll put up the replay in a few days, so you can watch it. For those that have questions, so please, I'll be calling you if you raise up your hand. So please, I'll call you out now, and you can ask your question. You have to unmute your mic. Yame Emmanuel, I don't know if I got your name correctly. I'm sorry if I don't.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
It's fine.
ask your question.
Okay. Right. So I'm Yami Emmanuel from Ghana. I want to know how Imaro Clinton came about the IBM champion thing, and the code space. How do we connect to code space? And in his presentation, I saw something like a Kibola expert. If he can throw a little bit light on that.
Clinton, are you on the call?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you get Emmanuel's question?
I could come again.
Clinton. Hello. I want to confirm if you got Emmanuel's question, or if you want him to come again. You are speaking, but we can't hear you. You might have to unmute your mic, Clinton. I'm not sure he can get that. Hi, Clinton. Can you hear us? Hi, Clinton. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Did you get Emmanuel's question, or you want him to come again?
Yeah, please can you call me again, because I don't know.
Yeah, sure. So Clinton, thanks a lot for having us. And then I just connected to you on LinkedIn. So if you could also follow back, and then we could take certain things up from there. So first things first, you mentioned in your presentation, I saw the IBM champ thing, and I wanted to ask you how you came about that. And with the code space, how do we join code space? And also in your presentation, I saw something like Kibola. I want you to throw a little bit light on that. And with the communities, you mentioned Gen Z techies. I want to get the spelling right. Is it Gen and then Z? Then Gen as in Z, GEN, and then Z. But the techies, is it tech with IES?
I'm just going to drop that in the comment section now, so everyone can also have that.
Okay. So aside the Gen Z techies in with the community, are there other communities that you could point us to? Because with this tech space thing, the information is like it's there, but how to chance on the information, looking in the right spaces, is also another problem. Because I know we are in an information age, and everything is at our disposal compared to before. Yeah, but as in, if you are able to have someone point you in the right direction, it makes you move faster, and it facilitates things a bit. So.
Okay, sure. So basically, I mentioned Gen Z Tech Kids. So that's like one of the community I joined when 2021. So that was when I actually joined them.
And is it still active?
Sorry?
Are they still active?
Yeah, they are very active. I think
okay.
sorry, I currently have flu. So
I'm
Like a
sorry.
month ago. So like a month ago, they actually hosted a very big hackathon slash conference in Lagos. So
Okay.
you can check them out. So they are always active. So
All
then
right.
you spoke about CodeSpace. So CodeSpace is the community I founded as well, 2020. I dropped the link, I think, on the chat. So you can head over to
Okay. Okay.
www.codespace
Coachli
Africa.
Africa. All right.
Yeah, so when you
Yeah.
head over there, then it's just like you can go through the website. Once you click on the join community button, we get some information from you. Then we'll actually invite you to the community. And CodeSpace is currently like hosting an hackathon, a virtual hackathon, especially if I think you said you live in Ghana, right? Or you're from
Yeah,
Ghana.
I'm in Ghana. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
I
from Ghana
think
as
like,
well.
yeah, this was actually an opportunity for everyone aside Nigeria and all to collaborate together. So, like I said in my presentation, Code Space, we are all in for like we want to actually establish that at Code Space whereby you get to collaborate with a lot of people. So collaboration is mostly the important thing for us. We want more gens in, we want more people to connect and collaborate on
Right.
their projects. So we are currently hosting a fully virtual hackathon where you work with teams from across the globe. Unfortunately, we've actually kickstarted the hackathon, so I don't think registration is possible anymore. But
Okay.
we are going to be doing this more often. We are going to try to host hackathons and doing more. We also provide like resources and or for people actually getting started. So for those of you who want to join CodeSpace, I actually dropped the link in the comment section. Then for IBM Champion, so um, if you want to actually, I a lot of people or a lot of you here can actually become an IBM champion. But first, like I said earlier, is for you to build yourself. So you could actually communicate. So I don't think there's actually a form to actually register yet to become an IBM champion. They pick they usually pick during I became an IBM champion early last year. So they do pick randomly with your contribution to their community. So if you are like a huge fan or you work a lot with IBM tools or so you could actually contribute to their community and or then probably they could actually reach out to you or perhaps I think earlier this year, there was actually a link they put out there to actually register to become an IBM champion. So that is actually beneficial. So becoming an IBM champion and stuff, working with IBM finest and all those other stuff.
Okay, thank you. We have other people raising their hands. We have
All right. Thank you.
Abiodun Peculiar. Please unmute your mic and ask your question. Abiodun, can you hear me? Please unmute your mic and ask your question. Okay. So if you can't hear me, Oladoshu Ademola, please unmute your mic and ask your question. Ademola, can you hear me? Please unmute your mic and ask your question.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you for the insightful. I want to thank Imaro for the insightful presentation. My question is about somebody who happens to be a new person that wants to transition into tech, and what would you advise the person to do in terms of the programming language he needs to learn, especially somebody who is interested in the software development space, like he wants to learn about software engineering. What are the programming language would you advise for him to start learning at first, being a newbie? That's my question.
Okay, thanks for that question. I think I've actually got like a lot of questions regarding that. So first, let me actually clear the air. When you want to transition into tech, probably be it web development, you want to be a web developer or a software engineer. So I don't think there's like you are entitled to actually learn one specific programming language for a start. So just like I think there's a saying out there, or people do say, if you want to become a web developer, you actually need to start with like HTML and CSS. No, I don't think you are actually entitled to learn one like that particular language for a start. You could actually go beyond. You could decide to actually learn what is it called? You could decide to learn C sharp first, or sorry, C sharp is not like, I think it's more for web development, but I'm not into C sharp aspect. But what I'm trying to say is that there's no like particular programming language that you're entitled to learn first before you can actually move. But if based on if you want my recommendation and you want to become a what's it called? You want to become a software developer, like more on the software aspects, mobile and all. So if you want to go into mobile, I would advise you to learn Flutter first, then probably you can move to React Native and all. Then if you are like on the web aspect, I'll probably advise you to learn more. Like you can master your HTML, but like JavaScript, React and all. So those are like basic that I know that okay, you could actually start with that to actually boost yourself before you get to that level that will start like diving deep into like huge like TypeScript and the rest of them. So you could actually start with these basics ones like React Native, JavaScript, CSS, HTML and all, Flutter as well.
Yeah, thank you
All right,
for
thank you,
that.
sir.
Thank you so much. Let me see another person who raised their hand. Abiodun Pekulia, please, if you can hear me, you can unmute your mic and talk. And please, not just to waste everybody's time. If Clinton has answered your question with another person's question previously, you can use that as a cue. However, if it's a different question, you can go ahead and ask. So, Abiodun Pekulia, can you unmute your mic now? Are you on this call? Emmanuel, you raised your hand again. You have another.
Yes, so I was just trying to make a suggestion about the apps that Clinton mentioned that the gentleman could go learn. If he can have it typed in the chat section so that we don't make any mistakes with the search. It will be
Sorry,
great.
what
It will help us. Hello?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
Yeah, so I'm saying with the apps you ask the gentleman to like research into, if you can have it typed in the chat section, it would help us not to just to avoid any mistakes and all of that.
Okay, but those are not actually apps. Those are like programming language that you
Yeah,
could
programming
learn.
language. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I will do that.
all
Okay,
right.
I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And about my request, I followed you on LinkedIn, so please, Ezimano Nyame, so you can just look it up for me. I just want to send a message through.
I will check that out now.
All
Sorry,
right,
what?
thank you. Imano Nyame.
Ameloko Emmanuel, you raised your hand. Can you ask your question? We have about 5 seconds. Sorry, we have 7 minutes, 6 minutes actually, before we
Sorry to
wrap
cut
up.
it short. Sorry to cut it short. Please, the person that just asked about LinkedIn, please, if you could drop your name in the comment section, then I'll check that out after the call.
All right, that works. Emmanuel.
Okay, just did.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So
Please
my
ask your question.
my question is basically from the major challenges people trying to transition to tech space.
I don't know if I'm the only one that can hear him. Sorry, I can't hear him. Probably should drop his question in the comment section. I think his network is bad.
Okay. Please, you can drop your question in the comment section, in the chat actually. So he answers that quickly before we say goodbye. If anyone has questions too, please you can drop it in the comment section. So Clinton Imaro just dropped something in the comment section, in this chat session. I mean, these are languages he advises you to learn: HTML, CSS, React, React Native, Flutter, JavaScript. Those are about six languages: one, two, three, four, five, 6 years. So he advises that you learn them. I've not seen any question. Um Anybody else before we actually round up so we can all right. So again, you can connect with Clinton on LinkedIn, on social media, on Facebook. Is on all social media platforms. I'm very active. Okay, so hi Clinton. Somebody says I'm a full stack developer. It's difficult to get a job. What advice do you have?
Um. Okay. So like, sorry. So like the tech space is very like when it comes to like job, when it comes to like full stack development, front end development, cloud engineering, and the rest, it's very competitive. So yeah, I want to actually find a way to put the answer so you get it clear. So it's actually the tech space in general is actually competitive. So one thing I will advise you to do is to actually, if you know that you are good, like I believe that okay, if you are looking for a job now, you are either looking for an internship or you are looking for a paid job. But if you are looking for an internship where you get to like learn along the way and other stuff, then I advise that there are lots of internship opportunities from like communities as well. Or what's it called? There's actually if you are following me on LinkedIn, just click the link on my LinkedIn bio. So to take you to a group where I do post internship when it comes to like internship and job opportunity as well that I do find around me. But um when it comes to like paid jobs, or I'll advise you to actually send cold email. So try to like utilize LinkedIn. It's very important. Utilize LinkedIn. Probably you find the founder of, let me say, Coachli. You saw the co-founder of Coachli, or you saw the CTO of Coachli. You could actually send them a code email and like send them an email telling them that okay, I'm a full stack developer and all those stuff. And try not to use the same templates that you use for probably this company. Try not to use that template for the other company. So I don't know if I can still find that tweet, but um, a friend of mine, or let me say a guy, actually made a tweet regarding that. So I will drop that. I'll drop the link in the comment section or immediately I find that. So you could actually utilize that. You could actually utilize that method, and I'm sure you are definitely going to get a job. But when it comes to Gen Z tech, is like we all are Gen Zs and all this stuff. If you want to get a job quickly, please. That's why I said community, because a lot of community actually partner with HROs like hiring companies and the rest. So you are lucky. You are very lucky to actually get job from those communities like quickly. Aside from like cold emails and all those other stuff.
Like Jonah.
Why probably if you are maybe you're good at what you do, people could actually refer you. Like most, like me, I can't really tell you okay, use this method and use this method, because personally most of the work or most of the jobs I've done so far, or companies, like I've worked with Code Fever in Belgium, I've worked with Go Talent in Belgium. So those were like just like referrals and all those other stuff.
Okay, thank you. So another question we have is there a way to scale up in the freelance world?
Is there a way to scale up in the freelance world? Probably. I think the best sorry, the best way to actually scale up in the freelance world, like I said earlier, personally I believe is like you putting yourself out there. So put out your work out there. I see a lot of people, like personally, I've worked with so many developers when it comes to like the African tech space. I've worked with so many developers. At the end of the day, when we are working, I find out that they are very good, but the only thing they lack or why they are not actually getting it, most of them are like freelance and all this. Most of them do freelance because they are actually schooling, so they can't work. So most of them do freelancing, but why they are not actually getting it in freelancing is because they don't put out what they are doing out there. I've actually worked with so many that is very good, very talented, but they don't put out their work out there. But just put out your work. I when I started my presentation, I told you that immediately I put out my work out there on LinkedIn. I got that was actually a freelance job because I was actually working like for another person through LinkedIn and all the stuff. So put out the things you're doing out there, put out yourself out there. Let me say, sell yourself. Don't allow someone to start advertising or probably don't wait for someone to recommend you. Just like sell yourself out there to the market.
Okay. Thank you. So we have about three other questions. So the first one from Joshua. I don't want to miscall your surname, so I'm not sure if I'm going to call it right. So I'm just going to read all these questions out. As a student of software engineering or an aspiring software engineer, what languages do I need to be good at in respect to that field? That's number one. Number two, what communities can you recommend I join as a software engineer that would be helpful in strengthening my knowledge of the field? It's like he's still typing. Oh, when do I know I can start exercising my knowledge? Three. Okay, so I think all of these questions you can actually ask him personally on LinkedIn because he's going to obviously take a lot of time to answer this question. So I would just advise that you follow him up
Okay,
on
sorry.
LinkedIn.
Let me take the first question he asked.
Yeah, I just wanted to say you should probably take the first and maybe one other question. He has about four questions, so you can just take the first one. Then we ask you the other two people that have asked their questions as well. So you can take the first one.
Okay, so you said as a student of software engineering or an aspiring software engineer, what language do I need to be good at in respect to the field? So I don't know how it actually works in Nigeria or like Nigeria universities and all this stuff, but I believe it's the same thing everywhere. If you're into software engineering or you're currently studying computer science, like someone sent me a message related to this a few days ago, asking is currently studying software engineering, but because like the languages they are currently teaching them regarding to software engineering is not what it actually expected and all the stuff. So one thing you need to note is that first I'm going to answer your question, but first I want to just say this. One thing you need to note is that when you are like studying computer science in school, they tend to teach you more of the theory aspect, like more of the fundamental, which I mentioned earlier. So I don't think any school or any university actually teach you how to code in HTML or build a website. Probably you might do that towards like the end, but first they try to teach you more of the fundamentals so that you could always connect the dots whenever it's needed. So back to your question, you say what language do I need to be good at in respect to the field? When it comes to software engineering, there are so many languages that you need to be good at. It's not compulsory that you need to be good at it, but there are so many languages that you can actually go for. So it just depends. It actually depends on you what you can actually go for, or probably let me say what you can actually take. So you can be that type of person that okay, you spend maybe months actually learning one particular software. You can also be that type of person that is into like multitasking and all the stuff. At the end of the day, you are able to learn everything. So just go for anyone. It's not compulsory that you need to go for one particular one. If you are going for like you're a software engineer, go for anyone. You can either go for being just like a front-end developer first, or like more of the front front-end to HTML, CSS, and all stuff. Then probably back-end, then later on you can just like merge everything together. Then you are learning all the programming language gradually. But if you are in school, you are currently studying, I don't think there's any school or university that is going to teach you how to use all this programming language by themselves. So they are just teaching you the fundamentals so that when you start learning all those programming language, because the programming language are a lot. When you start learning those programming language, you'll be able to connect those fundamentals they taught you to what you're actually learning or what you're actually building. So I don't know if I answered the first question.
Yeah, so thank you guys. So we have actually spent a whole lot of time on this. So I suggest that, I know that tech is really broad and you want to actually get all the information you want from Clinton as much as possible. But to be honest, we also need to go. However, my advice is you should probably link up with him on LinkedIn and any other social platform. You can find him there and ask him all your questions. So we are just going to take one more question, and we'll have to just call it a day. So his LinkedIn handle Joshua is Clinton Imaro, and you can search your LinkedIn and connect with him. So I'm seeing Faisal is saying, what modern technology or program will you suggest one should be? I think he has answered this question, and asking again will just be like repetition. He has dropped it in the chat. It said you need to program HTML and CSS, JavaScript, React Native, and Flutter. These are the programs that you should become updated in the industry. Um, then there is another question. So one last
Don't you
question.
only use normal life?
Oladoshu Ademola, please mute your mic. So there is another question is sorry, I'm trying to get all the questions from the chat. So somebody is saying, you mean modern technology? I think you should probably reach out to Clinton personally to answer your question, but we can't take more questions now. Somebody asks, I'm a CMS website designer, but ever since I start my freelance services online, I have never been able to get a job. So I don't know why that is, but I mean, getting a job and being a freelancer does not really only apply to tech. Anything you're doing, you can work as a freelancer and also be able to get a job. If you are not able to get a job, you should probably try everything that LinkedIn has said, joining a community. Part of the reason why community is important is because you get updates from fellow learners and they can even recommend you, or they put out, there are some communities where you get job updates, so you can also join communities like that. Then secondly, you can use job sites to get a job. There are some companies that they are not looking for, they are not paying much. However, the perks there are sometimes very okay. For instance, some people just want you to show up in the office 3 times a week, but they are not paying much, and you can get some of these jobs. You can use LinkedIn jobs to search for jobs, and all you need to do is optimize it to fit into the kind of job you're looking for. For instance, you can use LinkedIn job search to look for the state you want the job in, the kind of company, and you can also choose whether hybrid, remote, or both, or on-site rather. So we won't be able to take any more questions in, unfortunately. So please connect with Clinton personally and ask him everything you want to ask him. So another place you get jobs, you can also use Google job alerts. You can search for on it on Google. There is like a job product that Google launches that helps you with job. Then there are other sites like Jobberman that helps you get job, and there is this site called Remote. You can also, then there is Flex Job. There are so many of them. You just need to put in the prompt into Google and search. So basically, I hope that answers your question. So I'm so sorry if you have any other question. Like I said, connect with LinkedIn personally. With Clinton personally, we may not be able to take any more questions right now. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate you showing up. We appreciate the interactive section, and we'll be calling it a day. Again, you can watch the the replay of the webinar on our YouTube channel. You'll be able to get every other thing that you might have missed out on. So thank you once again, and God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, Clinton. We really appreciate you showing up. We appreciate the value and the impact you have made with our community this evening. God bless you and enjoy the rest of your day and your evening. Bye.
Thanks for inviting me. Thanks.